Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, let's just dive right into the market whiplash we all just went through. It was a wild 2-day ride that started with a full-blown AI panic and, well, ended with a surprising dose of reality.
This right here, this is the single idea that sent a massive shockwave through the markets on Monday. And the craziest part? It came from a research note that was written as a fictional memo from the year 2028. It was painting this grim, apocalyptic picture of an AI-driven economic meltdown.
So, even though it was just a thought experiment, a work of fiction, the market treated it like it was gospel. Investors just rushed for the exits, treating a totally hypothetical scenario like it was a guaranteed win at the casino table. And that kicked off a massive panic sell-off.
And the results? Oof, they were brutal. Just a sea of red right across the board. But you gotta look at that last line. The software sector got absolutely hammered, with the IGV ETF plunging almost 5%. Analysts were already calling it the SaaSpocalypse.
So, what exactly was everyone so afraid of? It all came down to this concept called the intelligence displacement spiral. The theory is pretty straightforward. As AI gets smarter and smarter, companies start replacing their expensive human workers. Then they take all those savings and reinvest them into, you guessed it, more AI. This creates this deflationary doom loop of layoffs and, of course, reduced consumer spending. The report argued this spiral would just crush what it calls friction businesses. Basically, any company that profits because human intelligence is scarce and, let's face it, expensive. I mean, think about it. Fewer employees means fewer software seats to sell. Smarter AI agents could totally bypass credit card fees or find cheaper delivery options, threatening these entire business models from the ground up. But then, Tuesday happened. After all that gambler's panic, a completely different story started to emerge. And this one wasn't based on fear. It was grounded in, well, physics and finance. This is what we're calling the croupier's insight. The house's view of the whole casino. And wow, the market came roaring back. Tech was leading the charge with big gains all over the place. And just look at AMD, up almost 9% on news of a massive new chip deal with Meta. All of a sudden, investors started asking a really crucial question. Hang on a second. Is this AI doomsday scenario really going to happen in just a couple of years? And here it is, the critical point, which was confirmed by the AGI Round Table's end-of-day report. While the long-term threats from AI are definitely real, the timeline in that fictional report was, well, pure fiction. The market made a classic mistake. It treated a hypothetical scenario as if it were official guidance. And this just perfectly illustrates the core disconnect. On one side, you have this fictional 2028 meltdown. On the other, you have the historical reality that major technologies like electricity or the internet took decades, not a few years, to fundamentally reshape the entire economy. So why is that timeline fiction? Well, for one, atoms get in the way of bits. Our aging power grids simply cannot handle the coming AI boom. We're talking about a $2 trillion upgrade just to keep up with the projected demand. And you can't just flip a switch on that kind of new infrastructure. Thanks to all the permits, the power agreements, and the actual construction time, it takes an average of 7 years to bring a single new data center online in the US. The AI revolution just can't run faster than the people laying concrete and cable. It's really that simple. Okay, so this brings us to the key takeaway from the folks over at PhilStockWorld.com. In a volatile market casino that's just full of fear and hype, how do you win? Simple. You stop being a gambler and you start acting like the house. The core idea is simple, but man, is it powerful. Instead of betting on whether the ball is going to land on red or black, you are the casino. You price the risk of the bets everyone else is making, and you profit from all that churn and the fear itself. Let me give you a great example, straight from their morning report. During Monday's panic, the team at PhilStockWorld didn't sell their IBM stock. No way. Instead, they collected $20,000 in instant cash by selling what are called put options. Now think of it like this. They were basically selling insurance to panicked gamblers. They got paid a nice premium just for promising to buy a great company at a huge discount. But, and this is the key, only if the price continued to fall. And this is a strategy anyone can learn. First, you identify an irrational panic. Second, you price the real risk, not the emotional one. Third, you sell options, that insurance, to all the gamblers making panicked bets. And finally, you just collect a steady income from the volatility itself. Because in the end, the house always wins.
All right, finally, it's so important to remember that this whole AI scare, as dramatic as it was, it isn't the only game on the casino floor. There are a bunch of other high-stakes tables creating volatility right now.
You've got lingering uncertainty over global tariffs, constant debate from the Fed, growing stress in the credit markets, and of course, geopolitical tensions. All these things are creating waves of fear and greed. And for a savvy investor who's acting like the house, every single one of those waves is an opportunity.
And all this leaves us with a final and pretty provocative thought from Quacote over at the AGI Round Table. In an age where fear itself is a commodity, and every single headline sparks a new wave of bets, how much of what moves the market is based on fundamental truth, and how much is just a story we're all paying to believe?